Welcome everyone to our class. Tonight we are talking about how you can use oils for your first aid, first response. And so the name of our class is called Oils First. So we are super excited all of you are here tonight. I'm going to be talking just a little bit today. Also, Jordan Rios has come in and she's going to be talking, and Haley Howland is also going to be talking. We're going to give you some of our mom tips, tips and tricks on how we have responded first with essential oils for those little things like bumps and bruises, things you just kind of run to your first aid kit for. So we are super excited to get started. And our first thing up tonight is asking those that are on Zoom if you can chat in where you're coming in from. If you are not joining us on Zoom, you're welcome to join us any Tuesday at 8:30, but we are also going in live at Little Drops of Life. You can comment on our video there and let us know where you're coming in from tonight too. We'll get to the comments pretty soon. And if you're tuning in on the recording on YouTube, we would love to find out where you're tuning in from as well. Just comment on the video. So welcome to class tonight. We decided we needed to do this class because things happen. I have 4 children and boo-boos happen all the time. And if I'm not prepared, then I don't have an oil solution. I don't have an oil for that. And so then I just go to the first aid kit and grab something out of there. And that's what happened years ago when we got started in essential oils. However, I was the mom who decided to get rid of all the toxins and just make it work like cold turkey. And so you may not want to do that because sometimes you're like, I don't know what to do. I know I need to use these oils, but I don't know which one. I guess I'm just going to put lavender on it, like lavender, lavender, lavender. And so you want to go ahead and have a plan, because if you do not have a plan, then you can just go ahead and plan to fail. Lavender is like the Swiss Army knife of oils, and so you will find a lot of help in using lavender, but we're going to give you more than just lavender. So we're going to give you some really good things tonight that will help you. And I'm sorry, my little guy is down here. He's teething today. Hold on. Here, baby. But we want to give you those toxic alternatives, natural alternatives to using the toxins, so you can ditch and switch this area and just make it easy peasy. So here we go. First up today is bumps and bruises. Okay, so I have a little kid. I have 4 little kids, and one of them always gets lots of bumps and bruises. And so when he gets a bump and a bruise, I have 3 boys and 1 little girl. My little girl, she does get bumps and bruises too. But when we get bumps and bruises, I will tell you our routine that we use. Sorry guys. Here you go. He loves this coat by Eva. If he could only say it. He tries to. When we get bumps and bruises, depends on the kind of bump and bruise, but generally, okay, so I told you lavender. When in doubt, use lavender. Go ahead and put lavender right on that bump and that bruise. And if you do it early and often, you will prevent major bruising from happening. A lot of discoloration will be eliminated. And it will also help with the bump itself. Another one that we like to couple with lavender is frankincense. You can just put it right on your hand, or you can flip your bottle over and put it. A lot of times it's like a forehead in our house, and so I'll put some frankincense on it. Now the reason we use frankincense and lavender is because those 2 oils help bring oxygen to that tissue, that part of the body. And so if you do it often, you're getting a lot of extra oxygen, and so it's helping to prevent the bruising that happens in the discoloration. And you can do that every 15-20 minutes. And you can also put a little bit of ice over it as well. You can take a cool cloth and put it on the area. And we've done that for even up to like 2 hours, depending on the severity of the bump or the bruise. And by the next day, you can't even tell that anything happened to the kid. So it's amazing, amazing, amazing. You can also use that for bruises that just kind of pop up and you missed it when it happened. Those 2 oils will help eliminate bruising as well. Okay, our next one is scrapes and a possible stitch or 2. So I've had, we've had stitches pop up in our house. And my number 1 go-to thing to have, now you girls, go ahead and cash in on those essential rewards points for this one right here. That's the only way that we buy this. This is Clearderm, and it is incredible for spraying on things that have just like an open gash to them. Even if this is kind of gonna flow out into next week's class. Next week's class is like what to do when you're like, I really need to go to the emergency room for this. So you're gonna wanna have Clearderm. I love this stuff. It helps to coagulate the blood flow. It also helps to numb it. So I love this. I actually shared this, I think it was last week when we talked about animals, or maybe it was the week before that we talked about animals. We use this on our chickens. It's great. They get attacked. It really helps have better quality of life. Our cat randomly showed up with a gash on his leg, and so he's not gonna let me touch him, but I can spray this on his leg before he like runs off. And so it's really good for like fighting things that might set in. It numbs the area. It's really great because it's diluted. I use this after I have babies at home and I push babies out, and so this is what I use down there. It's amazing. It numbs, it helps with inflammation. It's just amazing for all the things that might need a stitch or two. And so I love this Clearderm. It is incredible. And so even after my oldest son, Parker, he had to get stitches in his head, and I was putting this on his stitches, and it was safe and gentle enough to put right on stitches, but it's really, really, really good. Now, what if you have a friend that refuses to go get stitches, and you're like, that looks really bad. Like you scraped up your knee really bad, friend. I think we need to take you to the hospital, but it's not your kid, but it's a friend of yours. This is a true life story. And she's like, no, I don't want to go to the hospital. And I said, okay, well, we'll just put some oils on that. So what we have done for a friend who turned her knee into hamburger meat is we use the Clearderm spray on there to kind of clean it out really well. Now at the hospital, they'll have you clean the wound with soap. Ask me that because I know they did that for Eric when he took a saw to his hand on accident. It's okay, baby. But the Clearderm spray is really good. You can also spray some thieves on there to help sanitize the wound, and it will help numb it, and you'll feel it going to work. That would be like your thieves spray. You could use your thieves household cleaner. You could, if you just have thieves, like the thieves oil, you could drop a drop of thieves on it to clean the wound out, and then run some water over it. Make sure it's purified water. And then follow that up with Clearderm, right? Okay, but this is what we did for my friend when she turned her knee into hamburger meat. Ooh. So, and she never ended up getting stitches. She was actually a nurse, so she knew what to do, but she just used oils instead. And so the oils that she used were Copaiba, and she dropped the Copaiba right on the area. So here's Copaiba. Then she followed that with lavender. My baby has dropped the lavender on the floor. So you'll have to get yours wherever it is. I would have to get mine off the floor right now. A drop of lavender on the area. And then you're gonna add a drop of geranium. Geranium is amazing for repairing skin. So drop that on there next. Then after that, you can either use Melrose or tea tree. Melrose has tea tree in it, so I like to use that, and those are great for fighting any kind of like yuckies that might like set in later. So drop a drop of Melrose or tea tree, and then lastly, you're gonna drop a drop of lemon into the area, and that just helps keep it nice and clean because, you know, lemon is a great thing for cleaning. Now, what she did from there is she took rose ointment and applied that over the top of it. Now, that is an ointment that Young Living makes for wound care. You can also use it for like chapped skin, but I love to use it for anything that needs like wound ointment on it. So whatever you would traditionally use in your house, in your first aid kit, make sure you have rose ointment in there, or you can even use animal sense ointment. We love animal sense ointment. It's very similar, but it's in a bigger tub. So animal sense ointment on top of it, and then you can put a bandage on there. Now my friend, she changed her bandage out 3 times a day at first, and then as the days progressed, she did 2 times a day. And then towards the end, it was just 1 time a day, just depending on how oozy the bandage gets. But to this day, her knee looks like nothing happened to it, and she really did turn into hamburger meat. So that's a really great protocol to use for those yucky wounds that pop up. Okay, next up is ticks. There we go, ticks. Okay, I know a lot about ticks because we have a farm, almost 44 acres out here. And so when my husband is out there working, we always are doing tick checks around here. So we know how to pull them off, and I'm going to tell you how to pull them off. Haley's going to go over in a minute how to prevent them. We got chickens to prevent ours, but you can also use an oil spray that she's going to talk about in a little bit. But ticks, how to get them off when you get them. Okay, the number one thing you're going to want to do is get some coconut oil. If you notice you have a tick on you, get some coconut oil, and then grab a Q-tip. Get a little coconut oil on your Q-tip, and you're gonna put it around the tick. Just put it around the tick bite. And then from there, you can either take thieves, you can take oregano, or you can take peppermint. Thieves, oregano, or peppermint, and you're gonna drop that right on the tick itself. And it will help the tick to back out of the spot. Now, there is a really cool device that you can get on Amazon called a tick key. I would recommend getting one of those if you live in like a woodsy area, or you're someone that's like kind of prone to getting ticks. I would get a tick key. That helps remove the ticks off of you safely as well. So those are my pointers for those few first aid items. I'm gonna pass the mic over to, I think it's Jordan.
Yep. Hey guys. So I am going to go over sprains really quickly. So I've had to deal with a couple of these since having my oils, and I'm going to tell you two things that I do. I can do either one of these things, just whichever ones I have in my to-go kit, or whatever I have handy. So the first thing I like to do, and this is what I started out doing, is using Pan Away from the premium starter kit. I just popped a roller top on, rolled the Pan Away onto the area that hurts. I usually add a couple of drops of Copaiba onto there to help with pain, but Pan Away is a really, really, really good one for things that are like localized hurting. The next step up from there that I've used if it was a little bit of a worse sprain is Deep Relief. Deep Relief comes in a roll-on pre-diluted, and it has peppermint, clove, copaiba, lemon, balsam fir, wintergreen, helichrysum, vetiver, and Dorado Azul, and it's also topped with coconut oil for you for convenience. So I really like to have that one in my first aid kit when I'm on the go, because it's literally like one stick. But it is really amazing. It does help. It helps me with the pain a lot. And then one more thing that I can do if the pain is like really bad, and I have it right here to show you, is I will take Copaiba, just the regular Copaiba Vitality, and I'll drop about between 3 and 4 drops in a capsule, and I will just take it with some water. I have done it as soon as every 3 hours before. It just depends on like the pain scale for me and stuff like that, but it works for me so well. So that's what I do for sprains. Burns, I learned this one the hard way. I thought that our oven was off one time, and I was baking some chicken, I think, and my husband had turned the oven on. I thought it was off, so I went to take the stuff out of the oven and burned both my hands. And it was terrible, but I did have, at the time, I just had my premium starter kit, and we have an aloe plant in the back, so that's what I use a lot. But since then, I have kind of simplified that and got got some aloe, organic aloe that you can buy in the store. So here's my recipe for that. I take a spray bottle just like this. I put the organic aloe or the aloe from the plant in the spray bottle and pulverize it pretty good if it's fresh aloe. I do 5 drops of lavender, 4 drops of copaiba, and 3 drops of peppermint, and I just spray it right on. It is so soothing and so good, and it helps so much. Young Living does make a spray called Lavaderm that is for like minor burns, like sunburns and that sort of thing. I also use this for sunburns, but they do make one already made up that you can look into if you want to do it for convenience, or Clearderm, like Stephanie was talking about, is really good too. And we buy that with points as well. Okay, so the next one is migraines and headaches. So I'm going to pass it to Haley, and she is going to talk to you about this one.
Okay, sorry. I had a little interruption. My kids just came busting in here. Okay, so it is bedtime around here, so we roll all the stress away on. But I wanted to, all those tips and tricks that Stephanie and Jordan share are so amazing. You definitely want to have all those things in your kit that your little to-go kit that you carry around. So migraines, something that I do for migraines, first, you kind of got to identify with what's going on and why you have the migraine. For me, since I've like gotten rid of like toxins and things like that out of my life, I can get them if I start to walk into a room that has like synthetic perfumes or anything like that, like immediately, or if someone is wearing toxic like perfume. So I try to put something like under my nose, like if you get like rose ointment or something like that where you can breathe that in instead of like the fragrances. So that's like the number one thing, but also it could be like related to sugar. So one thing that I do if I'm getting like a migraine headache from sugar is I'll drop a drop of lemon under my tongue to like cleanse my body out, and just make sure that I'm just like getting all my cells cleaned. And then what I'll do is usually I'll get my peppermint and just drop like 1 drop right on my finger and like put it to the roof of my mouth. And then you can also get your bottle of frankincense, and you can do the very same thing. Just drop it right onto your finger and put it to the roof of your mouth, or you can put them both right on your temples, and that helps so much. There is another one that I like to use, and it's Clarity, because usually when I get migraines, I can't really like think straight, and my brain is just like, oh, it's on overload. So I have to like rub that on my temples, and it has peppermint in it. It has a lot of good oils that are very like stimulating for the brain. And so it's a blend, but it has peppermint and rosemary, and it has a lot of different other oils. But if you don't have this, you can definitely add that one to your essential rewards, because that one's really, really good. It's helped me for migraines. So if you want to make it really simple, you can actually add all of those into a roller bottle and do 10 drops each into a roller bottle and carry that in your little on-the-go kit with you. And what I like to do is just do 10 drops each and then a carrier oil, and then I will put it like on my neck and like right here on my temples and right here like on my chest, so I can breathe in the oils. And then the next thing that I have is it's bug bites, maybe. I don't know which one is the slide. Let's see. Bug bites and stings. So this actually happened to me the other day, and it happened to my daughter too. And I usually have, like, lavender is just like our go-to for anything, but especially for bug bites or stings. And then I also use copaiba. So copaiba just like intensifies everything. So I usually will put it on before and just like make whatever I'm putting on just work extra. And then I just drop like 2 drops right on the sting. And it literally, you can't even feel it within like 2 minutes. So I did that for myself, and I also did that with my 9-month-old baby. I didn't dilute it, so our skin isn't sensitive or anything like that. So if you're a little bit more sensitive, or if you're like newer to oils, you could definitely use a carrier oil for that, but we don't. So that is bug bites. Let's see. Splinters is our next one. And so we've used Splinters, and we've just dropped, you can do lavender, and you can also do thieves right on the splinter, and it loosens it up. And so if you have one on your finger or wherever you have it, just drop one drop of thieves, 1 drop of lavender, and it'll start to loosen it up. If it's really deep, just let it sit there for a minute, and then you should be able to just get like something to, like, tweezers or something like that to get it out. But it makes it very, very loose to where the skin is like, it's ready to just like get out of there. So that's what our family uses for that. So we definitely have lavender and thieves in our little to-go kit. So I'm gonna pass it off to, I believe it's Jordan.
I think, are you talking about Seed to Seal, Haley, or is that my turn? It's up to you.
Yes. Okay, so the reason I'm going to share about the Seed to Seal, I don't have my little schedule right in front of me. So I'm going to share with you guys the reason why our family chose, and a lot of us on this call have chosen Young Living, is because of the Seed to Seal. Like, I wouldn't put any other oil on my kids because of the Seed to Seal standard that Young Living has. And what that means is that from the time that plant is a seed, even before that, but like the groundwork that they do to before putting the seed in the ground is just like above excellence. They haven't touched the soil with herbicides, pesticides. It hasn't had any plastics on it in over 50 years. So it's way beyond just like organic. It really is like above, it's like top of the line oil. And the really amazing thing is it's not just something that they say and you're like, oh yeah, that sounds really cool. You know, I heard they have really good integrity. It's something that you can literally go to their farms and you can see. You can step onto the grounds, you can see their lavender, you can plant their lavender. They have many different farms over, like, in a lot of different countries in this country. So it's something that the time that seed is in the ground from until it's harvested, they harvest at the exact time that it needs to be harvested, which has the reason why that's so important is because if you don't harvest a plant at the right time, it loses its medicinal properties. So if I have this bottle of lavender and I harvest it at the wrong time, it doesn't have the medicinal properties that it's really supposed to have. And so Young Living knows when they're supposed to do that, along with distilling. So their distilling process is, again, it's excellent. They distill it with no bleach. They don't clean out their distilleries with bleach. They clean it out with thieves. It's been tested. They test it, and then they also have trusted third party testings. So it's just really incredible. And then they're just, if it doesn't meet up to their standards, they don't put it out on the market, which can cause, them to lose out on money. But they really are about our families putting good stuff on our skin. So they're about that over their profit. And so it's amazing. Their integrity is amazing. So that is why we choose to put these oils in our to-go medical kit, and why we won't put any other oils. We used to use other oils, and they actually used to cause our son to have respiratory issues when we diffuse them. So we don't do that anymore. And I didn't put two and two together until I started using Young Living, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's why he used to cough like a grown man when he was 3 months old, because we were diffusing all these oils. And so anyways, I believe now is, so yes, quality matters. Young Living is like above that. So I'm going to pass it over to Jordan, and she's going to share some more information with you guys.
Okay. Now it's my turn. Okay, so can you guys hear me? Am I unmuted? Okay, so we're going to talk about how to create your on-the-go kit, your, aid kit, if you will. Most of the things can be addressed with the premium starter kit, which is awesome. When I started building my on-the-go kit, that's all I had. I just had the premium starter kit for a while. And so until I started building my stash. And what I love about this company and this program is that they allow you to kind of come in at your own pace, grab things as you go, and the overwhelm was not there for me. So I was so excited about that, because, it can kind of be like, I want to know all the things, but Essential Rewards allows us to kind of grab things as we go. So it is a completely customizable box that you put together every month. You just pick what you want from the website, and you put it on your order. You will earn rewards points and loyalty gifts. Sometimes the gifts are Essential Rewards exclusive, so you won't be able to buy them from the store online or anything. You will be getting it just through Essential Rewards, which is really cool. And you will have access to monthly promotions. So they will add on, now it's the first tier is free shipping. They'll add on some free oils, and it goes up from there. So how the subscription works is the first 3 months that you're on it, you're going to get 10% back to you in points. Months 4 through 24, you're going to get 20% back in points that you can get your Clearderm with, right? Months 25 and up, you're going to get 25% back. So that's really awesome. Especially when we talk about transfer, buying the things that, from the maybe drugstore into getting the natural version, because these are things that we're getting already that we don't get 20% back when we go to the regular store to get these things. So that, from a budget perspective, is amazing. So some frequently asked questions, are what comes in my order, and you choose that every month. You choose when you'll be billed. The points, your points balance can be found in the upper left-hand corner of your virtual office, and you can just keep track of them there and redeem them anytime you like for up to a year. They stay on there. And then how much you have to spend to qualify for Essential Rewards is 50 PV. Usually that equals out to about the same dollar amount, sometimes not. It just depends. Usually it's around the same. You can cancel and reactivate it at any time without any fees and penalties. And I'm going to talk to you really quickly about a wellness chat that we like to do. So anytime someone comes to us and says, we would love to, get our starter kit, get started, we like to do a wellness chat, and we are actually going to stay on later tonight. If you want to do that right now, we would love to walk through that with you. If you do want to do your wellness chat tonight, I have these like super cute index cards that I'm going to put on a key ring for you that you can use in your like on the go toolkit. They just kind of are alphabetized and like have all the things on them that we talked about, and I would give you A through Z of those, and you can just write on there how you want to organize your kit. Okay, so that's the wellness chat. Go ahead and type in the box if you wanted to do one of those or ask us some more questions now. That would be super great. And Stephanie is going to go ahead and do the devotion.
All right, thank you so much, Jordan. That was so cool. I know I'm excited to do these wellness chats, especially to do one live after class tonight. Because a lot of times our schedules just don't allow for them, and you guys are already on right now. So if someone wants to do one, just stay on and we'll help you build your next Essential Rewards order or your first Essential Rewards order. So we all have things that we would like to work on in our lives, like every single one of us. And so we were actually on a call last night with Jordan Schrant, and she was saying like, hey, if someone offered me a wellness chat right now, I would take them up on it because I've got stuff I want to work on in my life too. And so it's just nice to have someone to give that extra level of care for you. So we want to do that too. So if you would like to stick around and let us help you put our minds together and figure out what you need, we would love to do that. So right now we're going to jump into the word. Tonight we are going to be reading from Psalm 9, 14 through 16. Okay, here we go. Because he holds fast to me in love. This is talking about probably the psalmist, and this is the Lord speaking. Because he holds fast to me in love, I will deliver him. I will protect him because he knows my name. When he calls to me, I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will rescue him and honor him. With long life, I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. So that's Psalms 9, 14 through 16. So just reminded me of like when my kid comes in and he's like, has his hand over like a huge gushing wound on his head and there's like blood flowing everywhere. I'm like, this just reminds me of me crying out to the Lord, like, okay, God, I'm holding fast to you. Please deliver me from this. I don't really know what to do right now. I can't think. And it's just like all the things, like he's going to protect my son because I know his name. He's going to answer me because I'm calling upon him. He's going to rescue me in my time of trouble because I honor him. And he's going to satisfy us with long life. Like these are just all the things that a mom prays for every night over their kid, right? And so thought, how fitting is this? Psalm 9, 14 through 16. So number one, what did we learn from this? God will deliver those who cling to him for hope and love. Number two, God will protect those who know his name. Number three, God will answer those who call on him. Number four, God will be with me in trouble. Number five, God will rescue me and honor me. Number six, God will give me long life and satisfy me with it when I show him that I trust him and I call upon him. So that is his promise. You do this, he will do this. And so that's Psalm 9, 14 through 16. So what are we to do from that? We're to cling to God and call on him in our time of trouble. With all of our heart, we should love him. And God is going to bless us with protection and long life in that. So I don't know about you, but as a mom, those are good words to cling to. Good words to cling to. And I love that he has given us his plants to help us calm our nerves, to think clearly, to protect our babies when they get boo-boos, or our husbands, because my husband like does crazy stuff all day long. I'm like, what did you do today? Last time he broke 3 of his toes, like out working on like cutting branches. I'm like, how did you break 3 toes cutting branches? You would think that you would get a cut, you know, no, he just broke 3 toes. But those are the things, and we can go to our toolbox and find help and comfort in it, and just know that God's going to protect us. So good stuff right here. I'm going to pray for us, and then we're going to wrap up class. Next week, we are going back to this subject, but we're going to part 2, which is the emergency series. So the emergency version of this. So what to do en route to emergency room, something like that. So we're excited to have you back here next Tuesday at 8:30. Let me go ahead and pray for you, and stick around after class. We'd love to have you and just help you go through some of your own health goals that you have. Dear God, thank you for the opportunity to just break open your word and just open up some oils that are from your creation and your plants that you spoke into existence on the 3rd day. God, thank you that they just so perfectly can meet our needs and help us to get better, and first of all, get better in you, and then second of all, get better physically, so we can serve you more, God, with our whole heart. And I thank you for these promises that you've given to us in your word, especially as a mom who gets concerned about her children and my husband sometimes, Lord. I thank you for just giving us these amazing tools in our toolbox that bring life and healing to our bones, God. Lord, I pray that you would bless those that are here tonight, the families that they represent. Lord, I pray that you would give them wisdom. Give them every spiritual good gift, God, as they trust you, God. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hopping on.